sometimes when you play a team that's undermanned like that, maybe the focus isn't where you want it to be. Is it fair to say you did not have that problem tonight?
I thought we started the game with the right amount of focus for sure.
What's it like for you to see Wemby in the kind of groove that he was in the first quarter, especially, but really the first half?
I thought his anticipation and aggressiveness on defense, and then also some of his intentional moves offensively. I say intentional just because I think there are times even when physicality can be used in the wrong term with him. And I think we're continuing to learn how he and our physicality works at best for our advantages. And I thought he did a really good job of finding angles and using his momentum on the move and trying to get to the basket. And he had some free throw attempts, and he just was collapsing the defense quite a bit. And I thought that really set a tone.
Mitch, with this team, you didn't make any trades. You got the same kind of guys, like they're healthy. How do you feel like that lineup continuity helps in a game like this where you can just, see your best player put it away so early?
I think we've had, as a number of teams had, but quite a bit of people out throughout the year, obviously, in terms of availability. And so just being able to get some consistent time together will be helpful. We don't have time in the past because it's really this team's first journey together. So all the on the court, on the job training is important.
Obviously that comes with Stephon getting hurt the way that he did, but have you seen a progression of your team just in this season's ever since everybody got back together? I guess Devin was the last guy that had to get back from a long-term injury.
Yeah, when you have main guys out who are going to be high usage or big puzzle pieces, that's a lot to make up for when they're out. It also means when you bring them back, there's less of the pie to go around. And so that's a good thing when you get everybody because your team's better, but it is an adjustment because there's just less shots and minutes and opportunities. And so it's good just to continue to feel that and have everybody get into the groove together.
It's crazy to say considering his numbers overall this year, but it seems like Victor's actually hitting a rhythm in his stride now that has just been healthy for a while. I feel like we've checked in every month about this kind of offensive repertoire and how it's getting closer to where you kind of want to see it. How do you feel like tonight, between free throw drawing, the shooting, and all of that, just kind of representing the ideal offensive repertoire for him?
Yeah, I think, the two areas where he is pretty hard to give resistance is when he has space or momentum. And so there's things that he can do better, there's things that we can do better game plan wise, and just things to learn. But I thought tonight he did really well in both those cases, and sometimes that's also the other four guys on the court and what they're doing to create advantages, or that could be him screening at the start of the possession to get his teammate advantage, and then the ball will find him as the possession continues to progress. But I thought we did a good job tonight of playing clean offensive basketball, and he found himself in space a few times and also with momentum towards the basket.
The NBA season very long. It could be a grind at times. I wonder what it's like for you as a coach when you have a game like tonight, which is, for lack of a better word, stress-free, easy, if you will. What's it like for you to have that kind of a game at this point in the season?
Yeah, I wouldn't use those words. Every game is hard because you're constantly trying to fight for perfection, and we're never going to have it. So everything that we do, when you have three great possessions and the fourth one feels like you let your guard down, or you didn't hold yourself to the same standard, or you weren't as disciplined as you were in the three previous ones, it can be frustrating, or that's the battle that you fight. So there's no way around this grind, unfortunately. It's a never-ending current that just flows, and I think it's more about keeping things in perspective and compartmentalizing at times when you can, but there's really no out for the grind.
Mitch, can you speak towards Carter's progression just this past few weeks and his performance tonight?
I think it's a good example of what happens a lot of times with rookies, especially that may not play a ton at the start of the year. The game's fast for all of them, and whether they hit a rookie wall, as sometimes we like to articulate it, or they just get tired mentally, physically, emotionally, or they haven't played as much in terms of in Carter's experience early in the season. The game slows down. What's that mean? A lot of things. Pattern recognition, getting used to personnel tendencies, how they're going to guard you or how they're going to combat you on the other team, and getting used to all the things that we ask of them. And so I think he's starting to get a hold of probably what is expected of him and what needs to go into his own personal preparation to be ready to go. And it's just been fun to see him grow and have some success.
Steph obviously took a pretty scary fall. What can you tell us about how he's doing and what that looks like?
Haven't got much of an update. I do know that he was just his tailbone mostly, so I'm expecting to be pretty sore. Probably more than pretty sore, but very sore. But it was good that he walked off and didn't feel like it was anything else to connect his snap. But that's just me. I haven't been told anything. So
do you know if they evaluate him for any kind of head concussion, anything like that?
I don't. I know they evaluated him for everything, whatever was applicable and appropriate, but I don't know what that was.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach.